What's the deal with brain cancer? It gets in your head, makes a mess of the place, causes all sorts of problems. It's super irritating. It's like the worst earworm ever, but instead of Herb Alpert's little Spanish flea stuck in your head for a few days, you're facing down your own mortality. Okay, so that's about it I have for my comedy material related to brain cancer. Not sure I was trying to impersonate, but it wasn't very good. But let's just say it's much, much better than my Dave Chappelle. We really don't want to go there. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Brain Cancer Diaries. This episode features a woman named Molly Marco, who I've been following on social media. She's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, she's on YouTube, she's conquering the place.
She's another person on this amazing adventure with cancer.
Check out this hair.
Making videos and having YouTube things is what the young people are doing today. So
I hope you guys enjoy watching this episode as much as I enjoyed making it, because I really had a lot of fun talking to Molly. I think she's hilarious.
Hello guys, I am about 1.5 months past my last chemo. Now that I'm done, I think, like a lot of friends and family, expect and really hope that you'll be done talking about cancer. And, sorry.
Hey guys, my name is Rudy. I'm a brain cancer endurer, survivor, whatever you want to say. Anyway, and this is Brain Cancer Diaries. And this is about my journey to recovery, finding deeper meaning in life, and so forth and so on. I talked to some people about their experience, and I've learned a lot along the way. I hope you learned some things too. Some of it's serious, some of it's fun. But anyway, hopefully it's always interesting.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Oh, you had a bad day at work? Man, that sucks. This one time, on my lunch break, I had a seizure and fell on the floor at a coffee shop and found out I had a brain tumor. And it was serious enough that the ER doctor looked freaked out.
How many years old am I now? So I was still 25, and that was almost 3 years ago. Turns out it's a grade 3 anaplastic astrocytoma. So like your junior glioblastoma.
I'll give the caveat now, like people watching this, both of us are kind of in salty moods, so we may say things in more negative terms than they really are intended to be. It's just where you get at mentally sometimes and psychologically. You have to go through kind of bitching about stuff to kind of find the positivity in it.
And the funny thing is I'm so used to being so positive and being, I don't want to say positive, but just so upbeat and like, this is the best, worst thing that's ever happened to me. And it totally is, because I'm lucky and I feel great. I'm doing great. But sometimes I just want to
It's interesting. I don't know. One of the episodes I did, I sent you an episode, the cancer patients in cars getting pokey. And the woman in that episode, I mean, she's a grade 1, and she had total resection and was fine for 2 years. And then out of the blue, she's got some growth. It's back. I mean, brain cancer just doesn't disappear. I mean, astrocytic cells they're astrocytic cells. It's in your DNA. It's not, you aren't cured. I mean, you might be managing it, but you're not. I don't think people really understand that at all.
They really don't, and sometimes they just don't want to, especially if it's people who really care about you. I think it's harder for them in some ways than it is for the actual patient sometimes, because we're forced to kind of accept it, or not always, but you know, sometimes people who care about you are just like, okay, but just don't think about that right now. Just don't think about it. How can I not think about it?
I need the power of positive thinking to heal me, though.
That bothers me sometimes. Like always, I'm pretty positive and I'm pretty upbeat, and when that's just not good enough, sometimes so people are just like, well, you need to be even more. You know, you're like, I don't. Is that a thing? Is that possible to be like? I don't know. Like, I'm not going to fake it. Like, I'm not going to act like I'm cured. I think that's false information. I just think it's kind of shitty to do that. You know, fine, it's good to go about your business, but like, it's shitty to think you're cured and then a year or two later, like, totally get hit in the head with like GBM or you know, and find out you have 6 months to live. I'm gonna be ready for all that shit.
People say like, well, you could get hit by a bus tomorrow and you shouldn't let it impact your life. And while that's true, I mean, having brain cancer is a little bit different because it's not like you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You will get hit by a bus, you just don't know when. It's coming.
Yeah, or it's like, and you've already been hit by one car once. You're just gonna get hit by a worser car.
Yes.
Guys, I'm gonna try my hand at making cancer funny.
I'll admit this. I actually have a couple secret Facebook groups. And I was talking to them about them. I shared on your funny cancer video.
Want to know what the coolest part of having a brain tumor is? You can make up shit about it, and the average person will believe you.
You know, they thought it was funny, and they had a bunch of things they wanted to bitch about.
That's awesome. Yeah, people like because I wrote a list of things, like just things that like we hear a lot.
Yeah, and one of them is just the fact that, I mean, at most places you go, I mean, neuro-oncologists really don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, it's just like, it's cancer. Everyone's different. The brain is complicated. Good luck.
So you're done with chemo. You're good now, right?
So people understand that different cancers, even the same cancer, are treated differently by different doctors, and people don't always lose their hair. Some people gain weight, some people lose weight. Sometimes they get really moody. Like, I was on some steroids. I was on dexamethasone for a while. That made me a raging asshole, for lack of a better term. So.
Oh, Dex made me. I remember one time I started crying because my ice cream was gone. Like, I had eaten all my ice cream. Another time I cried because I have a John Adams, like, second president. John Adams, I have a little bobblehead, and my dog knocked it on the floor, and it cracked a little at the bottom, and I started crying. Like, I was so heartbroken. Like it was the most precious item of all time.
Didn't make me cry. It just made me really mean to everybody. It made me like, I remember I was in an inpatient facility, and the food service guy, who was just some kid, and he asked me what I wanted. I just told him, I said, no offense, but I never want to see your fucking face in my life ever again. Please leave my room now. Just because they kept screwing up my food. I mean, that was definitely not an appropriate reaction to the situation, just because he brought me mashed potatoes instead of like vegetable soup. So
I was rarely angry, but boy, I got really fat with it too. Like, I got this fat, like this, like.
Speaking of steroids, I gotta take my 2 pills now.
Boom.
I have one more pill to take, Lexapro. It's an antidepressant.
Yep.
I mean,
I was on that for a bit.
See, cancer's funny. You take lots of pills that don't really actually make you feel anything funny. They just make you live.
Right, that's all. They're poisons, and the doctors are trying to kill you, don't you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's one thing too that, like, I mean, people hear brain cancer and they get really scared, but like,
I love that they get scared. I'm like,
I learn about like what pancreatic people go through or lymph node people go through, and it's like, I'm dizzy and tired, it sucks, but I'm not in physical pain, really. I'm sure you've been hit up, like, you post anything on social media that says anything about cancer, and suddenly you have 30 messages over the next week about like how aloe vera or CBD or RSO or whatever this week's natural cure is going to do. Lemon juice. It's like, and I know some people who have used some of that stuff in tandem with their traditional sort of stuff, but it's like, I think it's really important people to understand that there is no magic cure. It's like, there's some stuff that can help some of the side effects, but it's not really gonna cure you, and don't fall for the sales pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, there are people who skip chemo altogether and end up doing, like, I have a friend on Twitter, and he skipped chemo. Like, he decided he just didn't want to continue with radiation. He decided no chemo. He has what I have, the Astro 3 one, and he's doing great. He wasn't supposed to live X amount of years, and he's like double or triple that time.
I have a friend like that, and it really pisses me off because he's doing really well, and he's like running 10 miles and like in great shape, and he had a scan recently, showed shrinkage, and like, fuck you.
I know, and that's when you feel kind of shitty too, because like, or I'd find myself getting jealous of other cancer patients. Like, oh, I've heard people like who get the oligodendrogliomas. I've been sometimes get told that they have the good cancer, and I'm like, I want the good cancer. Come on, I want that one. No, I don't. I mean, what I have is what I have, and I've obviously had it a long time. And it's stupid to be jealous of someone with like a less bad cancer, because it's not something to be jealous of, but I legit do get jealous even now.
I mean, I think of this woman, Marissa York, who's one of the women I interviewed for this series, who had a benign tumor, and her journey's actually been much harsher than mine. And she's had several craniotomies. She has a plate in her head. I don't have that. And she went through a divorce when she was going through all of it, so.
Yeah, and those benign ones, like, it's really hard for me to put them on the same plane, and I feel like such an asshole. But legit, they're not cancer, but they're also assholes that live up there. And,
like, I know you non-cancer humans have real life problems and stuff, but you don't have to do the whole Me Too thing every time I mention fatigue.
Yeah, actually, in my video, I talked about the Me Too thing. You get that a lot. I get a lot of people, I think they're just trying to, like, I know that they're just trying to, like, kind of relate to you in some way and say, we are similar, we have similar problems. When I'm telling you about something like that, I'm tired. Nope, it's not a Me Too. It is not the same. It is not on the same level. It is not on the same plane. And don't invade my drama, okay? Like, this is a problem for me. It's not your problem. It's my problem. But why are you on disability and you go to the gym? I'm like, because it's not that kind of disability. My body is fine. From here down, I can run a half marathon.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I'm on disability as well, and it's a weird thing. It's like, I'll have a great week, and then I'll be like, why am I on disability at home? Why am I not working? And then I sleep the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's why.
That's why. And it's like, even now, like, I can wake up in the morning, drink 2 cups of coffee, be fine for about 15 minutes, and then be like, I could take a nap.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, disability-wise, the same thing here. It's like, I could be great at work for 2 hours, but then that 3rd hour hits and I'm useless. I mean, that's what the disability is for. It's not because I'm great for this 2-hour period.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is, you know, like, there's a couple hours, like, if you get me at my prime time, I'm fine, but like, when I start getting tired, you don't want me working for you. I don't want to be working. I'm writing down crazy things. I'm mumbling. I don't know how I'm going to get home. Like, I mean, I can drive myself, but I'm not sure if I should be driving myself. It's that kind of tired.
I mean, earlier today, I actually, after I first contacted you, I mean, I literally went to the bathroom and it was so exhausting, I took a nap.
I get it.
A little Temerar joke for the insiders.
Y'all cancer patients, you get your positive thinkers on you all the time. You can think yourself out of having cancer. And we all know positive mindset can be a really great boost. No duh. But it ain't gonna cure cancer.
One of the things the guys in my group said, his favorite gag is if he says something weird or forgets something, he just raises his eyebrows and points to his brain and says, brain cancer.
Yes, that's
It's
the
like,
best. Yeah, because people don't know about, like, like wherever your tumor is, what it affects. So I just make up.
So that's kind of like the last thing I sort of wanted to get into, sort of this idea of being a survivor, battling cancer, enduring cancer. I mean, I actually prefer the term endure because, like you said, it's like ultimately you don't really have a lot of control. The cancer is going to do what it's going to do.
It's so used that I think it's just like a knee-jerk word that people will use. It doesn't bother me, but I do think it's...
Well, it bothers me, damn it.
It's not my favorite. A still aliver is more my thing. Like, still alive. I'm a still aliver because I like the drama. I like to remind people I'm a still aliver, but we're all going to die one day anyway. So, I mean, we're a survivor until we aren't. I still expect, to like after 5 years I want my neuro-oncologist to give me present. Like, I've said that from the beginning. I don't know if he knows about it, but like I want a present after 5 years. And and then at 10 years, there's like it got to be a better present. And then after that, well, it's just cool. Hopefully we've got more stuff out there.